Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. MATIC is currently giving us some upside here, and this is well needed, definitely needed, because the move down was definitely stronger and more substantial than initially assumed, and also then it would be healthy for this chart. So again, we don't want to get too excited too early. Quick reminder of the bigger picture. Overall wave count suggests here a large 1-2 setup on the daily time frame. From the June 22 low, we had a first initial rally into the August 22 highs. Okay, it can be debated whether the wave 1 top is here, maybe even here, or maybe even here. But that doesn't matter so much. Important is that the invalidation point would be the same, which is the June 22 low, and it is located around 31.5 cents. This is really the black and white invalidation point. At the moment, as you can see here, when we look at this chart on the daily time frame, you will realize why I say it has a lot to prove, because the chart really has only been moving sideways for the last couple of years. Okay, so however, we are now approaching the area close to the June 22 low. So it's typically a really good area where, you know, it might be reasonable to look for entry positions, because you will find out quite quickly when the chart will break. Okay, we are now, I mean, there isn't much more space left. It's already invalidated a 1-2-1-2 setup. There's really only one bullish wave count left from the June 22 lows, which is this 1-2 setup. There is not anything other, any other wave count. There's no other bullish wave count possible. No other directly bullish wave count. So we have a very clear invalidation point. We have a support zone which is defined between 50.3 and 41.1 cents. And also, if you look at this chart from the daily time frame, there isn't really anything that would suggest we've bottomed. Well, if we go to the 4-hour chart, you see already some movement. And only in my video yesterday, I shared with you what the initial resistance area is, and it's defined between 49.7 and 54.1 cents. So this is an area that needs to be broken initially. That's really the first and earliest indication that we've actually bottomed. Before that, you only have red candles, really. Green candles. Now, okay, we could say maybe, maybe there was a trend line here which I didn't draw onto this chart, but I mean, that broke. Okay, so we have a broken trend line. So the immediate downtrend at least seems to be over. Well, that's quite obvious. And then we have these next Fibonacci resistance levels, and it seems like it wants to attack the next one as well, 51.5 cents and 54.1 cents. And then above that level, the series of previous swing highs, especially here, 57.5 cents. So these are the next highs that need to be broken. We are in a support range where ideally, really, a reversal should happen. I mean, it's overdue, but I thought that a couple of times with MATIC. I mean, it's just been disappointing, right, this chart. So it's definitely come down lower than expected. However, I still give it a chance, even though I've lost hope a little bit. But as I said, we keep the bullish wave count alive as long as it's still reasonable. And it is reasonable, but I want to see, therefore, some, let's say, some further confirmation before really getting excited about this chart. And I told you the next breakout levels, or let's say resistance levels, and also structural resistance levels. And then pay attention to this trend line. It's unfortunately only a two touch point trend line. Not sure if on the arithmetic chart, on the linear chart, we get more touch points, maybe. See, this is where it sometimes makes sense to switch to linear. Because here we have 3 touch points, and this could be interesting. So sometimes when trend lines or channels respect, one wave count more than the other, it might be worth taking it into account, right? So on the linear chart here, we have 3 touch points on this trend line, in contrast to the logarithmic chart, which I definitely prefer to use when it comes to fib levels and everything. But obviously, when we do that, this trend line is probably not that relevant. So if we go back to the arithmetic linear chart, then you can see that this trend line actually runs through the resistance area. And of course, I can't give you an absolute level. It's a dynamic resistance level, this trend line. But I would say, if it goes up like that, and if it hits the 54.5 cent level and breaks above resistance, that could in addition to just breaking Fibonacci resistance, also be a trend line breakout. Now we won't see that on the what's going on here? On the logarithmic chart. It's just different, okay? It's just different. You've got different Fib levels as well here, 54.5. Yeah, but it's basically when it breaks our resistance area, you know, that's basically what it is. So I have to move it back actually now. So it would look something like that, but let's leave it like that. I will show it in the videos. I will make you aware on Discord for all gold members. I'll pay attention to it. But yeah, that's basically it. So we have some breakouts possibly ahead of us, but obviously you see this up and down with altcoins a lot, and it doesn't need to lead anywhere. So it's really important that we get the right structure. Not only a breakout, but also a breakout in 5 waves. And if I go to the 1 hour time frame, the 1 hour chart, I might be able to call that. I mean, yeah, I might be able to call that a 5-wave move. The thing is, this 5th wave would get very extended if it's a 5-wave move, which is then already questionable again. But it's too small anyway. Let's first see if we can attack resistance. If we label that as a micro 5-wave move, well, then I have a 1. I've got a wave 2. This could be 3, 4, and this would be the wave 5. Okay, which is still absolutely valid and reasonable. And yeah, once we have a top in place, we can also add a, let's say, support zone. That's my update about MATIC. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.